Hello, my name is Zach Perry. This is the Fortune Firm. I am here to talk to you today a little bit about a really cool program. It's called the H.E.L.P program. It's something that we offer to employers. So if you are an employer and you have employees, you are either sponsoring a 401k, you're thinking about sponsoring a 401k, or you're looking for an alternative way that you can either help your employees build a retirement program, or you can use a tax advantage way to build your own program using the relationship between you and your employees and the fact that you're a business owner, then we have something awesome that we'd love to share with you, love to talk to you about, okay? So first off, if you are sponsoring a 401k plan, you probably understand a lot of the negatives associated with that and the costs, right? The bigger you are, the more the cost, meaning the bigger your company, the more employees you have, the more the startup costs, but it typically can cost up to $3,000 just to set up the plan, and then the maintenance plan can be thousands, okay? The more employees you have, the higher you're going to pay, and not all of those maintenance costs are tax deductible. And now when I say maintenance costs, I'm not talking about you're making your match or you're contributing. I'm talking about the costs of maintaining the program. Another thing that employers realize after they get into the program is at the end of every year, you have to pass this non-discrimination test. Now when I say discrimination, I'm not talking in the traditional sense. I'm not talking about discrimination on the basis of gender, sex, sexual orientation, gender and sex being the same thing, race, nationality, religion, any of that. I'm talking about employers who want to pay themselves more into their retirement account than they want to pay to their employees, because there's a proportionality test. And at the end of every year, you have to pass that test and you have to pay for that test to make sure that you are not disproportionately contributing to your own retirement plan over your employees. Okay, so, and then your financial planner may have told you that sponsoring a 401k is a good idea because it breeds employee loyalty, but really it doesn't, because that 401k can go with them. So if they leave to go get a new job, they can take the 401k with them. That's just how it works, okay? So if you're an employer, I'm preaching to the choir. You probably understand this. You're probably realizing this is not a great deal, but it's what everyone does, and to stay competitive, you've got to have it because other people in the industry are offering theirs at 401k, and that's something that your potential the job candidates are asking, and so that's why you do it, because you didn't realize there was a better alternative. So here's what we say. Employers sponsoring a 401k plan need H.E.L.P, the Happy Employee Loyalty Program. Proof's in the pudding. Did you see how happy that leaping employee was? That's how you know what I'm saying is true. All right, but here are some attributes of the H.E.L.P program. Number one, there's no out-of-pocket costs. So there's no setup fee, no maintenance fees. 100% of your contributions as an employee are tax deductible. You've got guaranteed growth. You're not subject to the volatility of the market. It's not a one-size-fits-all. You don't have to treat everyone equally, okay? You can contribute to your plan more than you contribute to employees if you want. Heck, you're paying yourself more. You're the one taking the risk. Why not, okay? You can set up differently. You can set up a certain way for one employee, a certain way for another employee. You can own some of it. You can have your employee own some of it. I mean, really, the sky's the limit. And it does promote employee loyalty. Let me just kind of describe how this works, because let me run down a couple scenarios with you, okay? So let's say that you want to use this as an alternative to an employee retirement plan. So now we're going to sit down with your employees and we're going to help explain it and go, hey, this isn't a 401k. The contributions that the employer makes to the plan are not tax deductible to the employee. They never were. But they do count as taxable income. So instead of sticking it in a 401k where you're going to pay taxes on it and the growth later, it's going to be taxable income now, and then you're never going to pay taxes on it again, okay? If the employee wants to contribute, now the employer can set this up. So you can do a match where the employee decides how much they want to contribute and the employer matches it. And so you're each contributing every month. You can set it up so it's graduated. So maybe at the beginning, it's a $1,000 contribution a month and the employee's doing $500 a month and the employer's doing $500 a month. And then at the end of the first year, the employer's doing $600, the employee's doing $400, and every year you're taking over another $100. However you want to set it up so that it's graduated. The longer they stay, the more you're going to pay. And then after 5 years, you're contributing the full amount, right? You can set it up that way. You can set it up so that you own the cash value as the employer, so that basically the employee has the death benefit. And so you're going to say, hey, I'm going to set up an insurance contract for you, pick your beneficiary. This is a permanent policy. and I'm gonna make it vest in 5 years. So in the first 5 years, you're making the contributions, and if they die, their wife or whoever, their husband or their trust or their kids get the death benefit. But in the meantime, that cash value belongs to you, and so you can use it to promote your business, you can use it for whatever you want, right? And you can set it up so you tell your employee, and you show them at the end of the year, here's what the cash value has gotten to. And after 5 years, I'm gonna transfer ownership of this cash value to you, employee. And so the employee knows, and they see it growing, and they have an incentive to stay with you because they know all that money. If they were to leave and go to another employer, number one, you get to keep the policy. They keep the death benefit, so they still get that benefit for as long as you're paying the policy premiums, and you have every incentive to keep paying because that cash value is tax-free growth. It gives you opportunities to invest tax-free. It's a growing war chest, etc. There's all the benefits of an IGIC. And then they just get the death benefit, and then you get to keep growing. But if they stay for 5 years, then you're going to transfer ownership to them. You'll have taken advantage of it for 5 years. You're going to reward their loyalty. You're going to keep them here. Now, they still have a reason to stay, okay? Because you're still contributing. You're still sticking that $1,000 a month away or whatever it is. And so they understand that if they were to now go get a new job, yes, that insurance contract is theirs, and that cash value goes with them, and the death benefit goes with them. But now they're going to have to start contributing to it. So they still have a reason to stay with you. Okay? Those are just a couple different ways to do it. There are some people who they'll set up a plan. In fact, we work with the owners of Sequest, and they're kind of the godfathers of this plan, and they're just ingenious the way they're doing it with this. But they went and they purchased Sequest, which it's like a mall aquarium. It's actually really cool, where you get to swim with the sharks and the manta rays, and you get to hold the parrots and the snakes, and everything's about touching and interacting, and it's a really cool concept. Well, they bought this. They liked the business model, but they also liked the fact that every location had about 50 employees, and they were college age, so there was high turnover. And so what the owners of Sequest did is they set up an insurance contract, cash value insurance contract for every single employee. When you get hired on there, you're a 19-year-old college student, they're going to buy you a permanent life insurance plan, okay? But they're going to be the owner, and you're going to be the insured, and the employee's going to pick the beneficiary, right? So you work there, you're 1-2 years, you graduate college, you move on, whatever. You start your career, they're going to hold on to that. And so what they've done is they've created a way that they can purchase a whole bunch of cheap insurance contracts because these people are young, and they're building this tax-free growth policy, and they're using it to fund their business, okay? And in the meantime, the employee's tickled because they have this death benefit that's permanent. That's going to be with them for the rest of their lives because at one point when they were young, they worked at Sequest. So it's just a win-win. There's a lot of different ways to set this up. It's going to depend on what you want to do. We can set it up as the golden handcuffs to breed employee loyalty. We can set it up so the cash value is yours and the employee gets the free death benefit. There's lots of different ways we can set this up. It's really cool, and the sky's the limit. So if you want to learn more, if you're an employer, you either want to replace your 401k plan, you want to do an alternative, you love the idea of setting up a good retirement plan for your employees, or you want to use this to promote your own business growth, we can do it. We can mix and match. We can do any of it. We want you to keep more of your money. This is called the HELP program. If you want to know more, give us a call. We'd love to go through it with you. We'd love it if you commented on the video, if you emailed us, if you reached out, liked us, subscribed, any of those things, because our goal is to make sure you keep more of your hard-earned money. And my name is Zach. This is the Fortune Law Firm. That's all I have for you today. May your fortune be with you always.